welcome to this episode of Doll Belly Knits, the knitting and crochet vlog that has a highlight on reusing, recycling, and grabbing what you have on hand to make beautiful objects. I am joined today by my beautiful co-host, Frankie the Chihuahua. I don't know how long she'll stay here, but we'll see. Other places that you can find me on social media include Instagram and Ravelry's Doll Belly. Additionally, there is a group for this vlog on Ravelry. If you search the group tabs for Doll Belly Knits, you'll find me and other viewers in the forums chatting it up. Also in the forums, you can find show notes for this show, and I also put the show notes in the description box below. If you're a return viewer, thank you so much for coming back. I really appreciate you guys coming every week or so to see what I have to say. And if you're a new viewer, thanks for stopping by and checking me out. If you like what you see, please click subscribe and the little bell so that you'll be notified the next time that I post a video. Right. I'm so glad that's out of the way. I hate saying all that stuff. I really do. I feel like it's completely fake, but it's part of being a YouTuber, and it's stuff that you feel like you have to say, that you're obligated to say, because especially if you're a new viewer, you want them to know a little bit about you, other ways that they can connect with you. So, you know, I go through the same spiel every time at the beginning of the show. But honestly, it is probably like the hardest thing about recording the show is getting that spiel out and saying it right and saying it the way that I want it to sound. And yeah, I know, right? Hashtag YouTuber problems. I'm joined by my beautiful co-host, Frankie. And hopefully she'll stick around because she has this wonderful habit of just coating me in hair and then leaving me. So I look like I was rolling around in some kind of fake fur vat. I don't know. It's crazy. And then, of course, you know, I got a black shirt on, so. Anyway, this episode I have some whips to share. I have some Christmas knitting to share. I have the somewhat new segment, or summer segment, we'll say, that I'm calling Mean Mom. And kind of magical memories, but maybe not. So, first things first, since I like to reuse and recycle, I have a new pot for my sock knitting. What? It's ridiculous how happy this makes me when we finish an ice cream tub, and it's one like this that's plastic, and I know that it's going to be perfect for sock knitting. So I'm super excited because I think I'm missing some tubs. Possibly some of the girls have taken them for something else, or I don't know. But anyway, another tub. And I wanted to share with you something that I was reminded of this morning when I was picking this up to share with you. These ice cream pots, they have the safety seals, like the plastic safety tabs. This one has one on each side that you have to snap before you can actually open the tub. So they do tend to leave a rough edge unless you like maybe take a nail file to it, or like this morning I took the scissors and I just cut down the rough edges as much as possible, because obviously I don't want to advocate something that's going to possibly injure you and, God forbid, injure your yarn as you're knitting. So just if you're going to give this a go and you want to recycle and reuse something and see about maybe having your sock knitting fit inside, just take care that you get rid of all the sharp bits and edges before you start using it. Okay, works in progress. What do I have? Oh, so the wedding blanket, because last episode I talked about how I was putting my daughter's fairy tale scarf aside so I could start working on other things that have pressing deadlines, the wedding blanket being one of them. So I pulled that out of hibernation, and I have been working on it, and it's been going well. The weather has been cooperating, so it hasn't been as hot. So I've been able to work with it and not feel like I'm melting. I actually, you can't tell, but I've actually gone through 2 skeins of yarn since the last time I showed it. because I don't even know if I'm going to be able to find it. Obviously, these two skeins, oh, you can see the camera shows. These two skeins are just slightly different in color, which actually worked out well, or perhaps I planned it that way. On this end, yeah. Let me see, the camera might help me. Yeah, so right here, I wasn't able to go all the way to the end of the row with this color, and I pulled this color out of the bag that I have right here. It's a shopping bag, reusable shopping bag, where I have all the green stashed in it so that I have it ready to go. And I didn't have quite enough to get to the end, and when you're at the 50% mark of a blanket that is going to fit on a queen size bed, and you make it to here, you don't want to rip that out. That's ridiculous. So lucky for me, I had a green color that was just about the same, so I just started it, and that you're not going to be able to see that. So I did that, and then we started on some lime green again. So that's great. I'm getting the kids involved, finally getting some of the kids to do some stitches. Easiest for me, I started with my own kid and had her put some stitches in. So that's exciting. And I'm looking forward to contacting the other families and having those kids come down and add stitches to the blanket. Again, maybe I'm building it up in my head that it's going to be something that's super awesome more than it will be in reality. I don't know, but I'm excited. And since I'm the one who's doing it, that's the way it should be, right? Oh, the other thing that I wanted to say about this, I got my notes over here. Last week I talked about the Hiya crochet hook that I'm using on this wedding blanket and how I love it and it's my favorite, and I keep it separate so it's just for me and nobody else can use it. Don't you know that in this 1 week alone, I lost that needle twice and I couldn't find it? I must have upset the crochet gods and have tempted fate, because it just magically disappeared out of my living room where I was keeping it. So now I'm just going to have to keep it on me at all times. Tuck it in here and keep it safe. That's what I'm doing. Okay, next work in progress are my triangle socks. And these are socks that I was just making up as I go, trying new things in sock knitting in 2018. And wow, we're at August already. Whew. So I didn't get too much done since the last time you seen it. Here's my progress keeper, the little oranges. So cute. I love this set. I have an orange and I have a grape and a strawberry. So they're real cute. They're real light, which I like. This is an aside, obviously. Some of the some of the progress keepers that I've seen, they're really, really cute, but the charms are really, really heavy, and I feel like it just pulls on the stitch where you have it hooked on, and it doesn't make me happy. But anyway, here we are with the triangle sock. Here's the back side. I decided I was going to do an afterthought heel, so I used this what actually is the contrasting color that I'm going to use on the toes and the top of the cuff as well, and for the heel obviously. So I stuck that in there, so that'll be real easy to see and pick up the stitches when it's time to add the heel. In the front, I did triangles. So on the foot part of the sock, the triangles are facing down. And then when we get to the cuff part of the sock, I swapped it so that the triangles are facing up. So I like that. I thought that was a little different. I am having a hard time with this triangle, the one that faces up. I feel like when I get to having to knit that part of the pattern, it's like I can't remember what I'm doing, and I've messed it up. I've had to go back, specifically this one sock here, the first one, which I guess would be, when you wear it, it would be the left sock. And you have to do the triangle pattern first. You know, it's the first part of this, the first stitches on the sock. versus here's my right sock and those stitches come last. I don't know. Perhaps I should write it down. Like I said, I was going to be writing it down. And if it was written down, I wouldn't have to think about it too hard, but it kind of makes me angry that I can't keep it in my head. It's not that difficult, but that's just me. I tend to have a hard time with patterns. If I can't see it on paper, if I can't visually see it, then I can't imagine it. I definitely am a visual person, so that's probably part of the issue, and I should just bite the bullet and write it down. But like, I'm almost done. Like, it can wait, right? So I am enjoying it. I'm excited to see how it's going to finish up. I've never done an afterthought heel before, so this will be another new thing for me for sock knitting in 2018. So keeping that moving along, and then yeah, putting it in its home, its little pot. Oh, Frankie, what you see? Okay. Oh, doesn't want to get in there. Right. Next thing that I have to chat about is Christmas knitting. So this is the part of the show where those I am making Christmas projects for need to exit stage left, right? Anyway, I have been working on a Christmas project for hubby. So hubby, this is your time, this is your cue. You don't have to completely go away, but you can't watch the screen. Right, I have been working on this. Okay, I am doing the larger version. It comes in 2 sizes. It comes in small and large, depending on what weight yarn you use. The small version of the pattern would use a fingering weight, and the large would use a worsted weight. I am using Red Heart Chic Sheep. I can't say that. It's the worsted weight merino. Did I get that right? I know, yes. And it is in the color, can you read that? It doesn't want to focus the camera. Okay, anyway, you can see the color. The camera's showing the color pretty accurately. Okay, so I've talked about this before. This thing is a beast in terms of stitches. It is worked in 2 parts, which I will show you. Here's the great progress keeper that I was talking about. So this is where I was last time, and as you can see, it's worked in 2 parts. So there's this nice it's like a bra, this pattern here, so that's nice, and then there's this designated like switch over. Okay, so I'm on this part here. All right, I am having a problem with this second part of the pattern. Number one, I get to this part of the pattern, and I had to add 5 stitches to my I had to add 5 stitches to it to get to the 296 stitches that the pattern says that you should have before you start the second section. So I don't know why I was 5 stitches short, because I didn't have a problem with the pattern, and I can't see anywhere that there's an issue along the way. So why I was missing 5 stitches, I don't know, but I got to learn how to add stitches purlwise, which is not something that you normally do. So hey, learning experience. But now I'm on row 11 of section 2, and you follow the pattern to the end, and it says you should go to the last 8 stitches and then do XYZ. XYZ needs 11 stitches, not 8. So I was like, okay. And honestly, when I read the pattern, read what the instructions were for row 11, I was like, that don't sound right. Like it, and of course, I've just told you like 5 minutes ago that if I can't visually see it, then it's hard for me to imagine it. And so lace work, these kinds of things, they tend to be hard for me, and I mess them up. And I should have put a lifeline in, working with over 200 stitches, but I didn't. So, but I was like, okay, I'm going to trust Steven. I'm just going to go with the flow. Maybe there's something that's going to happen that I don't see, I can't imagine. But I get to the end, I have 8 stitches left, like it says I should, but you can't do what the pattern says in 8 stitches, you need 11. Okay, let me go back to Ravelry, let me look on the pattern, let me see if there's been any corrections. I go, okay, corrections, row 11, section 2. So I was like, yeah, okay. It says that the pattern should read knit to the last 11 stitches. Okay, but that don't work out because you have 8 stitches left when you're done the pattern for that row, the repeats. So I am going to have to do, well, obviously I'm going to have to pull out this last row. And this is probably 300 stitches at this point in time, because each knit side, each right side row, you make one to the left and one to the right on either end. So you're adding 2 stitches for each row that you go along. So I definitely probably have like 300 stitches here. So I either need to just take it back 1 stitch at a time for this one row, and then try to figure out how the pattern should really be. Because for me, what the issue is, okay, so you see the shape that's happening here, okay? Let me see if I can, I don't want to show the pattern, okay. Right, okay, so that's what we're striving for, okay? But this row 11, the way that it's written, I end up with a hole, a yarn over right in the center of that. So that's not going to work. So either there should have been some stitches in the beginning that slides that over or something. I don't know. So, okay, so I'm either going to have to pull back all 300 stitches and try to figure it out, or probably the responsible thing to do, since I've been having such a difficult time, is to put a safety line in, and then I can pull the needle out and rip it all and start over again, knowing that this is the row that I'm having an issue with, and if I have to rip it out again, then I'll already have the safety line in place. That's what I should do. Am I going to do it? Probably not, because that's like adding an extra row. You have to like pick up all the stitches with the safety line to rip them out, to do it again, versus just going back and do it again. This is what goes on in my head. This is why I don't like sewing, because you have to be really precise. You have to measure twice, cut once. I just want to cut. I just want to sew. I just want to knit. I just want to crochet. So I probably won't do what I know I need to do, and we'll be talking about this again next week. Right, okay, still on Christmas knitting. I haven't started a new project, but I know, obviously, I've told you, I start my Christmas knitting in the summertime, in June, May sometime. I'd like to start, because I think of what I want to do. I actually use the Ravelry and the queue, and this is what I want to do, and I match up projects for people and stuff. So I know what I want to do. I just have to start doing it. And I just wanted to give a sneak peek, a possibility. I'm not going to say exactly what I'm doing right now, but one of the projects that I will be working on will be coming from this. So you'll have to stay tuned in the coming weeks to see what is started and what colors are used for that next project. Because yeah, I think that's what I'm going to start on next. Okay, Christmas knitting is over. Hubby, you can come back to the camera because you're my biggest fan. Well, no, my mom's my biggest fan. You're my second biggest fan. So you can come back and start watching again. Right. Okay, so let me just check my notes. Yeah, okay. So I got like a new segment. I'm calling it Mean Mom. And it's because it's summertime here in the UK. And although our summer holidays from school is a lot shorter than the US, the US has like twice as long off in the summer, like 12 weeks, versus UK has 6 weeks. Even so, 6 weeks is a really long time to not have any goals or plans or any specific aspirations. So being the mean mom that I am, I told my kids that they had 2 things that they had to do over this next 6 weeks. One of them being that they had to actually make something. And last week, my youngest had committed to doing some sewing projects. She wants to basically rework an old Monster High doll. I think that's kind of like something that's pretty popular, where you can like erase their entire face with acetone and then repaint a new face, redo their hair, and make them new outfits. So one of the things that we were going to do was make a new outfit, and we've had some difficulty with that because they are tiny, they are titchy, and I'm not a sewer, like I said. So we've had some frustrations with that, but we're going to carry on. We're going to keep calm and carry on, and we're going to keep working on that and push forward in that direction. Middle child has told me that she'd like to crochet a bikini top, which was actually kind of crazy because I had just been checking out Vincent at Vesuvius Crafts on Instagram. I'll put that up there so you can go check him out. I was kind of stalking his page a little bit. He makes some really, really beautiful stuff. And one of the things that he makes a lot of are bralettes, like bikini tops, like halter tops. And they're really, some of them are really simple. Some of them have like ornate edging. They're just really beautiful. And I happened to actually be flipping through the Instagram and looking at those and secretly wishing I could wear them, but I can't do that anymore. And then my daughter comes and she's like, I know what I'm going to do for my project. I want to crochet a bikini top. What? That was very, very serendipitous. So yeah, we're going to get started on that. We're going to be using we're going to get some King Cole bamboo cotton in the DK weight, because that's what the pattern calls for. We're going to be able to go down to the local shop in town, Yarn, etc., and get some of that. The owner of the shop had warned me that it's a little splitty, so we'll see how that works out, because the needle that the pattern calls for is I want to say like it's an E, like a 3mm, like it's pretty small, although it's DK weight yarn. So anyway, that's what we're gonna do. Daughter number 2 is gonna do that. Eldest daughter has decided that she's going to write a novel, which isn't actually new to her. She does a lot of writing. She likes to write. She likes to draw. She's very creative in that area. So, but she's actually sat down. She's mapped out, this is what I have to do. These are my plans. So yeah, she's been working hard on that. And that's what I like to see. Keeps them busy, keeps them out of trouble, and keeps the creative part of their brain engaged, and it doesn't turn to mush over this long summer holiday. So those are my mean mom moments, and I will keep you updated with those as I can and the progress that we make in that area. Now we come to the part of the show that I like to call magical memories. But I don't have any magical memories to share. I like to keep this segment in the show to encourage people to go out and do stuff and make some magical memories of their own, to take as much time as they can to spend time with friends and loved ones, even if it's only in your backyard. looking at the grass grow. However, hubby has the next couple weeks off, so I'm hoping that we'll be able to do a little bit of sightseeing, even if it's just some local monasteries, abbeys, whatever, and then I'll be able to then share that with you all. So until next episode, I hope you have some happy knitting. I hope you stay healthy and well, and I hope you do go out there and make some magical memories of your own. See you next time. Bye. So until next time, I hope you have some happy... Lordy. Hey everyone, welcome to this episode of Doll Belly Knits, the vlog that is devoted to knitting, crocheting, and other crafty, I was gonna say habits. That's not good either. You're distracting me. You're so cute, you distract me. I'm not used to that. Okay. Yeah, I don't like that. I don't like that. I don't like it. Do you like it, Frankie? Did you like that? Was that a good opening? No? No? Okay. We'll do it again.